Hallo allemaal. Ik heb een Engels boek voor je om voor te lezen. En het is een superleuk boek. Ik weet zeker dat jullie hem allemaal kennen. En het is wel echt een van mijn favorieten. Het is namelijk dit boek. In het Engels heet hij The Story of the Little Mole Who Knew It Was None of His Business. Luisteren jullie mee? One day, the little mole poked his head out from underground to see whether the sun had already risen. Then it happened. It looked a little like a sausage, and the worst thing was that it landed right on his head. "How mean!" cried the little mole. "Who has done this on my head?" But he was so short-sighted that he couldn't see anyone around. Bah. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the dove who was flying past. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this," she answered. And splish splish, a moist white blob landed on the ground right next to the little mole. His right leg was splashed with white. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the horse, who was grazing in the pasture. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this." And flump plump, 5 big fat horsey apples plopped down within a hair's breadth of the mole. And the mole was very impressed. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the hare. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this." And rat-a-tat-a-tat, 15 little round beans shot past the mole's ears. He saved himself with a daring leap. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the goat, who had been dreaming a little. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this," she replied. And plippity-plop, a pile of toffee-colored little balls tumbled on the grass. The little mole found them almost appealing. Hij vond ze er bijna lekker uitzien. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the cow, who was chewing the cud. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this." And ka-splosh, a big brownish-green pancake flopped into the grass just next to the mole. He was very relieved that it hadn't been the cow who had done something on his head. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the pig. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this," replied the pig. And flop splat, a little soft brown pile fell onto the grass. The mole held his nose. "Did you do this on my—" He was going to ask again. But as he came closer, he saw only 2 big, fat, black flies, and they were eating. "At last, someone who will be able to help me," thought the mole. "Who did this on my head?" he asked excitedly. Eindelijk iemand die me kan helpen, dacht de mol. "Keep nice and still," buzzed the flies. Blijf maar stil zitten. There was a short pause, and then, it is clear to us that it was a dog. Finally, the little mole knew who had done the business on his head. Basil, the butcher's dog. Quick as a flash, he climbed onto Basil's kennel and bling! A tiny black sausage landed right on top of the dog's head. Can you see? There it is. Satisfied at last, the little mole disappeared happily into his hole underground. Bedankt voor het luisteren. Tot de volgende keer.